Hello and welcome to Face Off tonight. Good evening. The current system of practice in Nigeria is that allows for 3 tiers of government, talking about the federal government, the state, and the local government. And of all these 3 system of administration, one that has seemed to have gotten so much knock recently is that is the 3rd tier, or regarded as the 3rd tier of government, and that's the local government. And part of this has been the issue of on the development that has been found in several areas across the 774 local government across this country. And the argument has been, is there really any need to keep funding or keep having the local government administration in Nigeria? And that has also led to some people calling for an outright scrapping of the local government. Or maybe we should be thinking about an autonomous local government that is independent of the state and get their funding directly from the federal government. Tonight I have 2 wonderful guests to discuss this issue of autonomy for the local government. Barrister Yekachi Ubani is the former MBA chairman for Ikeja, and I have a member of the house here, Mr. Jibayo Adeyeye, who is a majority leader, or minority? Is that majority leader? Majority leader. You don't want to be a minority leader. No, minority. Gentlemen, you're welcome to the show tonight. We don't have so much time, and so we have to get this cracky as much as possible. We have the local government existing right now as a part of the government of the system of government administration we have in Nigeria. Right. Why do you think they should go autonomous?
Yeah, because...
in your opening statement.
Well, my opening statement is that Nigerians are not feeling the duties enshrined under the Constitution to the local government in Nigeria as a result of the fact that the local government structure lacks autonomy. There is what we call undue interference and abuse by the state government all over the country. They are abusing the local government structure, they are abusing its administrative structure, they are abusing its financial structure, and we are saying we are not getting good governance. If you look at the Constitution, it assigns a duty to it, but today nobody is feeling any governance at that level. And we're saying the best thing to do at this point in time for us as a country is to grant autonomy to the local government structure.
Permit me to use the nomenclature majority leader, Ajibayo. I see a copy of the Constitution in front of you. You have, I mean, this is the ground norm. So why do we have an opposing side today as to regards autonomy of local governments?
Well, I will first say that Nigeria as constituted is supposed to be a federation, and to that extent, it's the states that are the federating units. And if we start to grant local governments autonomy, it means you are making them the federating units. And before we know what is happening, we will also be asking for ward autonomy. So I think I am not in support, definitely, of local government autonomy at this time. Rather, the local government should operate within the ambience created by each state government. And local governments, as an integral part of a state should be allowed to determine the number of local governments it can fund. Because funding of local government is a very serious business. It comes with funding all the officials of the local government, funding councillors, supervisors.
Okay, sorry, before we go to the issue of funding, should I take the first question on your debater, or you want to ask him a question based on what he's saying? Because what that means is that if this comes to the House of Assembly in Lagos State, it will be killed.
Well, he is only a majority, he's only a member. He has only one single vote. I am sure there are many members in that House that will be in total agreement, having discovered the abuse that local government structure has actually suffered. And nobody today in this country...
No, you need to address
it. Well, let me ask you. You are saying, you're talking about federalism and all that, that if you now grant autonomy to local government, that even what people will be asking for autonomy, and that will defeat the purpose of...
Even streets,
federalism. Yeah, what I wanted to ask you today, are you satisfied today in Nigeria with the level of performance of local government council all over the country?
He'll wait to answer that question. Yeah. We'll take a short break. When we return, Majority Leader Adeyeye will be answering that question on whether he is satisfied at the performance of the local government chairman. Stay with us. Who wants autonomy for the local government? And that's what we're looking at today. A question was thrown at you while we were away on break, or before we went on break, and I'd like for you to answer that. Are you satisfied with the performance of the local government, justifying why you don't want autonomy for them?
Yeah, you see, very well, I will be talking about Lagos, where I know very well. The local governments have been doing very, very well in Lagos. And to that extent, I know they are doing their very best. I have seen local governments starting and completing very gigantic projects. I've seen local governments starting and building roads and completing them in Lagos. I've seen local governments building very giant edifices. I mean, to be their secretariat. I've seen local governments undertaking, going into very, very laudable programs in the community. I've seen local governments operating primary health care centers and giving drugs free of charge.
Honorable, are you talking about Lagos State, where I live? Because I've been living in Lagos for the past 20 years.
Precisely.
Is it the same Lagos we are talking about now, or which other area are you referring to? Is
Yes.
it London or Lagos?
No, in Lagos.
Because I live in a local government council.
Yes.
The road to my house is so bad, and that is one of the constitutional duty given to a local government to ensure that all the internal roads are tarred. Where I live, every day I go to mechanic in order to service my car because of the shock absorber that are bad. And you are telling me that they have completed. Which project are you talking about? Which local government are you talking about that have completed?
In my own local government.
Because you remember my house.
No,
where I live,
that's not
there is no road to it. I'm not seeing anything that shows there is